Hey, good morning. Today, I was wondering, how do you write music for my musical friends? Um, do you write the lyrics first? Do you have something that stays for you a long time before you find out the end? I'd like to talk about breakdown Dark Flight because this is you can find it on here. It's pinned under my thing. Anyways, Dark Flight um, started off back in the 90s of me trying to figure out how to play Walk This Way. So I was like, and then I realized I was playing Parasite by Kiss, which went, well, hold on, let me get a pick here, which went something like this. And I went, something like that. And so, but when I was trying to do it, all of a sudden I came up with this. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And then it took me, I just kept playing that over and over where the words would be, even though I didn't have words yet. And then eventually I came up with, because I thought I was being cool. Because when I grew up, we were always taught rock was that you skipped a fret. So if you were on G, you went to A. You didn't go to maybe G sharp. But then I was like, oh, I'm breaking rules. I'm cool now. But not really. So anyways, that's kind of how it stayed. And then come around 2020 when COVID hit, I had an Apple and with GarageBand on it, and I said, let's see what this sounds like. Because I had gotten COVID, even though I was over it in 3 days, I couldn't go back to work for 3 weeks. So in that time, I wanted to see if I had enough for an album. And come to find out, I had enough to make 44 minutes worth of music. But that's another story. So anyways, when I started talking to my daughter about singing, and she's like, yeah, she would, because she's got a great voice. Well, you can hear it on Dark Flight. Again, go, there's a lyric video pinned to the top of my thing. You go there. So when we were trying to sing with this, it wasn't working. The words we had just didn't flow, which I'll get to that in a minute. So we started going, and it worked. Meantime, I had the bass still doing the underneath it, but I got bored. So we went something like that. You can hear it on there, and it doesn't sound very good on here, so I don't like doing it that way. Anyway, so when we got into the studio, we had one line left over, and we both liked it, and we couldn't figure out how to put it in because it didn't fit with it. So we were sitting right here at the kitchen table, right where I'm recording this, and I said, what if we slowed it down? And she sang with this smoky jazz voice. I got tears in my eyes when I heard it, and that's how the end. But the middle, that was all the producer. I had this thing where I was going on my bass, And he said, "What were you thinking about drums for that?" And I said, "I don't know, just something." And he goes, "Mind if I give it a try?" I have an idea. And it was great. That's how we got the tribal drums. That was all my producer in there. And then he put a lead solo over the top. And yeah, it's different. So we were described by one reactor as if Tool and the Mars Volta had a child with Evanescence. That was what our sound would be. We liked it. So anyways, how it came up to be Dark Flight is like, it sounded kind of dark, and I had to have a title to put it up on Apple, whatever, and on SoundCloud. So I thought Dark Flight, and as soon as I said that, this whole story just flooded into me about, well, you'll see as it comes. So, bottom line is, how do you write? Do you write lyrics first and then come up with music? Or do you have music and then lyrics, or kind of a combination of both? I always write the music first, and I get a feeling, and then I start to work on the lyrics. And then what I've learned about being older is that the first thing I write doesn't have to be the final thing I write. So they change. We were just recording a new song last week, and the lyrics changed in the studio. So I say you always have to be open to those kind of things, and you have to let the spirit of music fall upon everyone that's in the studio with you and listen. So that's how I write. Let me know how you write. I'd be happy to hear it. This is the Introverted Musician. See you later.